Good evening. Hope you're having a great week. It is Monday, March 6th, 8:33 p.m. Central Standard Time, local time here in South Dakota. I'm on Interstate 29 northbound, 25 miles south of Watertown, South Dakota. Watertown is where I plan on stopping and taking my 10-hour break. But I don't know if I'm going to make it there because I've only got like 5 minutes to spare, and I just started hitting some bad weather, like just within the last like couple of miles. It's not snowing right now. What's happening is the wind is blowing really hard, and there's snow on the ground everywhere. And the wind is just picking up that snow and blowing it across the road, and some of it is sticking to the road. I'm not sure if it snowed earlier or if this is just old snowfall that it's blowing around, because up this far north, the snow doesn't really melt off. It doesn't get very warm. I don't know how much you can see in the video, but it's just all of the all of the ground all around me is just white. Okay, we're going through another section here where the wind is blowing the snow across the road. So far, so good. I am light. I'm basically running empty. The load that I have in the trailer only weighs 4,000 pounds. So have to be super careful on slick roads. The temperature gauge on my truck says that it's 11 degrees outside. The temperature has just been dropping and dropping and dropping the further north I've been going. I started today in Baxter, Kansas, and I want to say it was like 65 degrees. Omaha, Nebraska was 48 degrees. And whenever I first got into South Dakota, I'm pretty sure it was above freezing. Like whenever I drove through Sioux City, I think it was like 36 degrees. But the temperature has just been dropping and dropping and dropping as I've been going north. And I am 21 miles away from Watertown, and I have 28 minutes left on my clock. So it's cutting it close. Hopefully the road stays like this the rest of the way, and we'll swing in there with a couple of minutes to spare. I don't know what I'll do if I can't make it, because like I don't know of any other, there's not like a truck stop at every exit. So I would just have to like pull over and look at the map and see if I could find some other place to stop. But as it stands right now, we're going to be able to make it. So what's going on with me? Well, I was home for 6 weeks because the rates suck and I just didn't feel like hauling cheap crap. But The problem is that, I'm not rich. So I can't just stay home forever. There comes a point where, regardless of how bad the rates are, I have to, have some money coming in. So I eventually just had to come out here and run loads. So I booked a load on Friday. It was this load. I told the broker, I'll probably drive out there Sunday and stay overnight. Is it okay if I park at the customer's property? And they're like, yep, they have parking out front. So Sunday, I left the house at around 11 a.m., got the truck loaded up, and drove 200 miles to Baxter, Kansas, parked at the shipper, stayed overnight. 9 a.m. this morning, got loaded, and then took off, heading north. And there we go, some more blowing snow across the road. That's where we're at right now. Ooh, truck parking in 1 mile, no facilities. Tempting, tempting, tempting. But I really want to make it to Watertown. There's a couple of reasons. One of the reasons I don't want to park at this truck parking place that doesn't have facilities is because if it snows while I'm on my 10-hour break, I might not be able to get out of that place. They may not go in there and plow that area. So I will have a better chance of being able to get back on the road if I make it to Watertown, where I'm going right now. Oh, wow, this is a pretty steep grade. I'm almost empty, and I dropped down. I have the cruise set at 65, and I'm doing 57 up this hill. But if I can make it to Watertown, that puts me 300 miles away from my final destination. So I've got 300 miles to do in my next drive shift. And that'd be what I should arrive in Watertown at about 9 p.m. It's 8:41 right now, so get shut down by about 9 p.m. 9 to 7 would be a 10-hour break, and I would be about 5 hours away in good weather. So I could be there by noon tomorrow. My appointment is not until Wednesday at 8 a.m., so I could basically deliver a day early if they were open at noon. Come on, car, don't sit alongside me. I hate it when people do this crap. Why are people so dumb? It's like so dangerous. Don't drive alongside. Don't drive close to other vehicles in bad weather. Another problem in, these idiots in bad weather is whenever they're behind you and they can see your tail lights, it gives them confidence to go fast and catch up with you. But once they get in front of you and they don't have any tail lights to guide them, a lot of them get scared. All right, we're getting some decent snow accumulations on the roadway here, and I've got another dumbass driving alongside me. He's just going to slow down and speed match me right there alongside me like a fucking idiot. God, I hate people, man. These people are so dumb. Get the hell away from me. Oh, now that it's nice and clear, yeah, let's get away from this vehicle. But back there where the road was narrowing and it was getting snow covered, they just wanted to sit right fucking alongside my cab. Dumbasses. Shit pisses me off. I don't see any other lights behind me, so hopefully I don't have any more dumbasses driving alongside me the rest of this drive. We've only got 14 miles to the mom and pop truck stop in Waterton or Watertown. Yeah, this is as far as the cheap rates go, the loads suck these days, but this load is really good for the current rates. In comparison to the loads I was hauling a year ago, this load sucks. But for the current loads, this is a really good load. What I'm making on the load is $2.78 per mile on the loaded miles. It's according to the freight bill, it's 892 loaded miles. I'm making a little over $2,400 gross to the truck. It's a 2-day load, so 1,200 bucks a day gross to the truck. That's pretty good for the current rates. Why do cars do that? Why do they drive so close to each other? Those two idiots that just passed me are just driving right alongside each other. But yeah, 278 a mile is a pretty good rate per mile for the current market. I would say right now, when we're talking like gross to the truck or rates you would see. All right, so what I make gross to the truck is the equivalent of a spot market rate because the full rate that you see on Landstar's load board, that's what a customer pays. Those are the rates the customer's actually paying. And on like the spot market, you have no idea what the customer's paying. The rate you see is after the percentage cuts, after the broker or the 10 brokers involved in the load all take a percentage cut off of it. The rate you're seeing on the load board on the spot market is basically the gross to the truck. It's the rate after all the percentage cuts are taken out. So it's the equivalent of my gross of what I make because what I make gross to the truck is after the broker and Landstar take their percentage cuts off the loads. So right now, I would say that the average loads in a good market going to a good area, like loads in Dallas going to places like Chicago or something like that, to a good area, from a good area to a good area, I would say the average rates are somewhere in the ballpark of $1.75 a mile. The good rates are $2 a mile is where they start. And like the really good rates are like 240 a mile or better. I would say that's about where the rates are at on the spot market. And how does that equate to like what the customer is paying? 240 a mile is the equivalent of about 350 a mile. So whenever you're looking at Landstar's load board, loads that are paying $350 a mile, what the customer's actually paying is the equivalent of about $240 a mile gross to the truck. $3 a mile is about $210 a mile, and $250 a mile. Customers paying $2.50 a mile after all the percentage cuts. Gross to the truck is about $1.80 a mile. So what I'm seeing on the load board also kind of matches up with what I've seen on like Freight Waves. Freight Waves said like the average loads right now for dry van is, I want to say it was like 258 a mile, but I'm pretty sure those are the rates that the customer is paying. So that would be the equivalent of like $1.75, $1.80 a mile on the spot market after the broker and everybody else takes their cuts. But I haven't gone and busted out my spreadsheet and looked through data tables and come up with these numbers in any kind of scientific way. These are just based on my feels, just skimming through the boards, watching load board, DAT load board spot market loads on YouTube, stuff like that. And those YouTube load board videos are very misleading because a lot of those people that do those load board videos on YouTube, they don't tell you what kind of filters they're using. And a lot of times they're not using any filters. The only filter that they're using is like they're choosing van or flatbed or something like that. They're not filtering out team loads or other specialized load like expedite loads. If you're just looking at all van loads, you're seeing team loads, you're seeing expedite loads, you're seeing hazardous waste, or hazmat loads. You're seeing a lot of specialized loads. And just throwing those in the mix with all the other regular van loads is incredibly misleading. So yeah, the information that I understand that that's how those people do those load board videos. So I take the information that I get from those YouTube videos with a grain of salt, and based off what I know and what I've seen, those are the numbers that I've come up with through no scientific method other than my feels. But every time I see any data on the subject, it lines up with my thoughts on it. And I have a bad feeling that this freight market is going to last a long time. I've been talking about this for like a year, but I really hoped that there would be a significant drop in rates over a short period of time that would get rid of a lot of the truck capacity, a lot of the trucks on the road. We just have too damn many trucks, and they're suppressing the rates. Until something happens that gets rid of a lot of trucks, the rates are going to continue being suppressed. And I was hoping it would be a significant drop in a short amount of time, and a lot of people will go out of business very quickly. And that didn't happen. What we've seen is a very slow decline in rates, a gradual decline in rates over a long period of time. Rates have been in decline for like a year. They've been bouncing up and down, but the general direction of the rates has been down for like a year. And it's just allowed a lot of these trucking companies to just continue living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of these trucking companies are just scraping by. They're hanging off a ledge by their fingernails. They're on the verge of going out of business, but the rates just slowly declining keeps giving them hope. They think that the rates are going to turn around and bounce back and go back to what they were at the all-time highs You know, once summer hits, or once spring hits, or once this holiday hits, or once this happens, or once that happens. And it's not going to happen. It's until something happens, it puts all those people out of business. The rates are not going to bounce back up unless we have some type of economic boom, like some type of something that causes a huge increase in freight volume. And I don't see that happening because the economy is in a downturn right now. And it hasn't hit the bottom yet. It's still going down. So like everything just keeps pointing toward this bad freight market lasting a really long time. It could last probably another year or more. Just a second here. I'm getting in that little trough right there, I had a really strong wind that was right to left that pushed me over toward the left lane. And whenever you have crap do that, when you're driving on slippery roads, like snow covered roads, you don't want to jerk too hard against that. So I let it push me a little to the left. If you fight against it too hard, you can break traction. That car, luckily, was not alongside me whenever that happened. That's the reason I don't like having people around me in bad weather. I don't like having people around me at any time, but especially in hazardous conditions, because it just things uh, everything's just more critical. Every little thing matters more in hazardous conditions. All right, got 1.4 miles until the exit. We made it, and we've got 9 minutes left on the clock. Watertown, here we are. Yay. I am tired. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Woke up at 7 a.m. and it is 9 p.m. So I've been awake for 14 hours. I don't know why in the hell I'm so tired. It's only been 14 hours. Did I not sleep real well last night or something? I don't know. I'm not like really tired. I'm just like tired. All right, this is our exit. Just a second here. I have to pay really close attention to these on and off ramps because the interstate's good. There's a little tiny bit of like snow and ice accumulation on the interstate, but you can get really complacent with the interstate conditions, and then you go to get off the off ramp and it could be a like much worse. They typically take really good care of the interstate in comparison to on and off ramps and stuff like that. So in bad weather, you really need to. Wow, man, this place looks packed. It may not actually be that packed. It may just be like a lot of these trucks up. This place has a really big parking lot, and there's a lot of people like creating spots up at the front. But there's people that even if there's tons of spots available, will still create spots up at the front. So I hope this place isn't full. Seven minutes. I don't care if I have to park at the very back. There's a lot of people parked here. Usually truck stops this far north aren't this packed.
Your destination is on the right.
I'm sure I'll be able to find a spot, but this place looks really damn full. Yeah, there's definitely some spots I could back into against these people. I don't really want to park there because people will drive through those. I'll have people just driving past me all the time. And right there's my spot. That's where I'm going to park. All right, let's switch this over to
You have 0 hours and 5 minutes.
on duty post trip inspection. That way I don't go over my time. All right, we're pretty much straight in. I'm gonna get out and look behind me and see what's behind me before I. There's a huge snow drift. Like they've been piling snow up behind me. Just gonna make sure that there's not like a concrete barrier. I'm gonna double check how far I have to go until I hit it. Where the hell's my flashlight? All right, let's see here. Ooh, it's cool out here, like 10 degrees. Um, that's as far back as we can go. I'm touching the snowdrift. Sorry, catching my breath and logging my, doing some hours of service stuff. But that's it. We made it. We made it to Watertown. Now, take a 10-hour break, and hopefully tomorrow is a good driving day. Don't have too much weather that we're going to be messing with. But yeah, I guess we'll make this a short little 30-minute video. I'm back out over the road, up here dealing with the Dakotas again. Winter isn't over yet, but I'm gonna grab something to eat and get some sleep. Feel like I'm gonna sleep good. The temperature, man, it's nice and cold. Get my diesel bunk heater going.
You have 0 hours and 5 minutes of remaining drive time.
And I'll just turn the truck off. I gotta make sure my diesel bunk heater isn't frozen up. Last time I got up here, it was so cold, the fuel line to the diesel bunk heater froze up on me. But it was like negative 15 degrees or something back then. It's only like 10 degrees outside right now. I'm gonna have to check the temperatures and see what they're gonna be. I might have to put some treatment in the fuel, or I might have to try to find a place to put diesel one in or something like that. It's gonna be this damn cold up here. I thought that it was just gonna be a little bit below freezing. I didn't realize it's gonna be like 0 degrees. I've still got quite a ways north to go, and we're already at 10 degrees. But I guess I'll wrap up the video there. And if you're out here, I hope you're, you know, able to find some decent rates, and I hope you're being safe. Winter is not over with, and even in the summer, things are dangerous. So be safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.